someone, but it's more I just got the Dark Drift as a weapon and I kind of need to, you know, get a bit of experience with it before I fight the Abyss Watchers. Yeah. I mean... No. It's actually Turtle. Oh. Tell him to, I don't know. Tell him he's an ass. It's true. I actually like Reswitch. Yeah, I actually like them. They aren't that bad. No. Just no. Want to hear my counter argument? I mean, you do realize that the main argument you guys have here is the one made by Fox Ninja of all people. I know why Aurora left, and I still think that's not necessarily your fault as much as it is a certain other person's fault. I mean... Hey, Queriot is nice. Don't be mean to Queriot. What placement? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in a way, you can technically argue it on some merits, but certainly not on the subject of sexual orientation. I mean, you can probably still argue that, yes, as someone who is, for example, transgender, you can certainly argue that Yes, they will likely face, you know, transgressions against people and stuff that you won't face if you're straight. Sure, you can definitely argue that. But I don't think that goes under privilege, but more under the fact that some people are, you know, complete utter assholes. Okay. Yeah. What? About Wintermute? Oh. And hypocrisy is easy. What I will just say instead that hypocrisy is easy. Making a good argument is much harder. That's the only thing I have to add. I mean, out of all choices, it's still the one I'm gonna stick with, mostly because Team Executor is basically Gateway, and the last thing I want to support is Gateway. I don't. Mostly because, well, good for you, and be happy about it, honestly. It's one long way down, and for the large reason why some of the... Yeah, and it's also a very large portion why a number of people who I personally really like at the moment, I'd like as person to chat with at the moment, are no longer in the server, the Switch drama and shit. It really brings out the worst in some of the people here. And that's including some people in voice chat if you're listening. And I think you know exactly who I'm aiming at here. It's actually one person at the moment only. No, not you, Turtle, don't worry. Okay. I think the problem is that they are combining the word with... Yeah, some context would really be kind of nice right now, to be honest. It's... Thanks, Turtle. Okay. So, for the record, from what context am I looking at here? Am I looking at logs from Reswitch, IRC? What is this context from? So, hold on. There's a knockoff here and there's a real person, and the knockoff and the real person have the same name? I see. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I mean, it's probably something more layered than that on paper. On paper, it does sound stupid. I guess it's more of an argument about depression itself, not as much about the mirror thing. What? Also, just out of curiosity, what chat am I looking at? Like, what channel is this from? That's why I'm actually asking Turtleby to respond to this, because he's the one that sent this to me. If it's... What channel is it from? Is this from like a private channel or something? Okay. So this was not... So this just got out thanks to someone, or what exactly... was it leaked, or... Okay. Hmm. If I can say one thing about Wintermute personally, like at the moment, quickly, very quickly here, you do realize Wintermute is also the same person that tried to defend Stallman back then, you know, during that incident with glibc. I mean, you know, maybe Wintermute isn't getting involved because he knows he will attract flack if he does it. That's what I mean. Let's see. I mean, it does exist in a form, but it's really often misused, so... Yeah, it's usually exaggerated loonies, but really, if you're relying on loonies on Twitter to make your argument, you're really in the wrong business anyway. Okay, what? Okay, so reading this currently myself, my personal viewpoint on reading all this stuff. So really the main problem is that some people jumped a bit too quickly at conclusions, and that's causing some flack. It really sounds like two... I think the problem is that it's basically two people specifically who are known to, well, at least one of the two who is known to, you know, have some sort of, you know, it's kind of like no, not that. It's like there's some people, subjects that people get very touchy over if you bring them up to them, you know? It's, you know what I mean, right? I mean, like, if you let's say you bring up there's some subject that people feel very passionate about when arguing, and as a result, if you know, start to discuss about it, you usually get arguments that aren't as great as they usually can be when you argue with them without the overly passionate stuff. You know, I myself am actually a prime example of that, if you think about it. Hey, I'm being honest. Yeah, like I'd say I stand by what I said earlier, just now, There's some subject that people can get very passionate about, and that results in poorly made arguments and, well, and into seeing stuff where there isn't. Huh? No, that's exactly what I just said is going on in there. That's what I said. I mean... I do die a lot, but let's have a... What I'm not entirely sure to figure out here, though, is where exactly the entire argument starts from, like... So it's... No, like, looking at this, it seems like... Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily say that. I mean, like, it's easy to wallow in negativity. I mean, I have a tendency to do it myself. Like, if I'm not careful, I can get really negative about things. I usually try to keep it down. Can you, by the way, cut down on that joke? It's a joke made by, whose main argument is Fox Ninja. If you want to make an argument that has Fox Ninja at its base, it's already a bad argument by the virtue of it being Fox Ninja. I get the feeling at this point it's just done to annoy me, mostly. But still, you know, yeah, like... I mean, I'm not sure. He was, to be fair there, he was trying to incite... he made a comment. He made a comment about book burning towards an already pissed off moderator. It's not hard to figure out why he was banned. Sorry, but you got banned for having a terrible nickname, if I'm not mistaken. And then you tried to discuss moderation in public. Derpta was never banned. No, he was only banned from SSS. With the war... No, he was never actually banned from NH. No, that's Corin. Corin... What I remember is that he was warned that if he would join, he would be instantly banned on site. Sorry, what? No real context. I mean, you could make the argument that Reswitch in particular has had a lot of accusations made against it thanks to a certain group of particular-minded individuals, but that's the only context I can instantly think of. Not you. Yeah, but I'm also explaining that I'm not referring to you specifically in this case. I'm referring to the asshats at HBG. Homebrew General. Yes, that's HBG, aka the worst place. It's basically the worst section of, it's basically the worst part of GBA temp and like put up to the extreme. Yes. I'm talking about the homebrew scene for a moment. I know nothing is worse than B. I disagree. Pool is worse. At least B. Shut up, please. No, but my view is like, you know, B is shit, it's filled with porn, it's filled with awful people, but like, Pool's actually filled with horrible people. Huh? Yeah, that, like, sure, that's the thing, but it's like, that's the shtick of B. Pool, my point is, Pool is basically the worst part of B and then exemplified. What? You got electrocuted? Oh, but that joke is ban worthy. Okay. Yeah. I I okay. I'm gonna let's play some devil's advocate here and let's make an argument. Since this is actually an argument you can base something like partially at least on. Oh, shut up. Yeah. I can see one argument at least. Hey, can I can see one thing in particular, like in particular with regard. No, Kate's always had a selfie as an image for as long as I've seen her. Not really. I call Emma she. What? I don't think my avatar at the moment is an anime girl. I think. Was it? Oh no, it's actually 01, never mind. You're stand corrected. For a long time it was Alucard though, so... Also, did you watch Helsing yet, Sentry? It has Nazis. Then watch it online, it's... Honestly... One argument I can perhaps understand is like... Yes. Mm-hmm. One thing I can at least consider like a valid argument is that you maybe it can be a bit of an argument to expect people to be happy constantly. I mean, that's an argument that you certainly can make, especially when you look at least at Kate herself, like what, you know, the particular incident that involved her. Again, Aurora, you can't also entirely expect to be fully reasonable on this matter. Yeah, but I already explained to you why your apology felt backhanded to you, I think. Yes. Yeah, but the reason why I can also understand why they're not at least as easily chipper about it anymore as it started out is because at least for Aurora I can at least explain that as she already has she had to deal with a year of someone being a massive asshole to her, so in part for that. It's just a slur, not a racial slur, by the way. Hmm? Yeah. 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 Oh, sup, Margie? Hello, Margie. Sup, Margie? Yeah, you're real... That's... Yes. What's wrong with my voice? Sorry. Yeah, I'm at Farron Keep. I was going to do the Abyss Watchers. I was gonna do the Abyss Watchers, but I was waiting for you to show up since I wanted to defeat it with you around. Anyway, I'm gonna do the Abyss Watchers now, though, since you're here and around. God, there's... Oh, Dark Raiders. I'll be back later with you guys. Give me a moment. Bye. Catch you later. Okay, hello. Okay, this thing is not currently ringing. I'm waiting. Hello. Okay, give me a moment to route the... You're currently not on the stream. If you want to be on the stream, just say it. If, you know, I can easily switch stuff up to be on the stream. Alright. So, I'm gonna do the Abyss Watcher now. That's set. Oh, great. Hold on, I think my... Okay, no, my audio is just incredibly lowered. Anyway, that was some pretty nasty drama. Sorry you had to endure that. It's not your... the thing in voice chat. There's some drama once again going on. Yeah, long story short, Kate is back in Reswitched. Kate Temkin. She is one of Reswitch's team members. Anyway, she rejoined and some drama apparently happened. Thanks to the fact that some people are passionate about certain subjects and as a result aren't entirely reasonable when arguing with them about it, you know. Yeah, it started out with that and it's... yeah, hold on. Turtle linked me a log. If you... For once it thankfully doesn't, and I'm so glad it is. Because holy hell, I don't need to watch more friends turn into former friends. Or people leave the server. God, you know, I genuinely miss a bunch of people that left like a week ago. I genuinely miss Denki. Genuinely miss her. Yeah. And I miss you also while you were gone. And well, and yeah, Kat leaving too, but at least I've word from Kat that she's at least me and her are still getting along, so that's making me, you know, not unhappy in that regard. But from Denki, I miss Denki, basically. I just asked her if she, not about the drama, just asked her if she's doing okay, and this morning I sent her a message asking her if she is, you know, doing fine and that I miss her. That's what I did. Because I, you know, I genuinely, yeah. SS feels stupid without a bunch of people that left around. It just doesn't feel fun anymore. Yeah, but... Huh? Yeah, but... Yeah, but they're usually also the people that either made SS like not that bad to be in. And those aren't even necessarily people that left because of the drama directly. It's also... Yes, I know, I'm saying it publicly, and I'm being honest, there is genuinely people that I think genuinely crapped up shit for me. Okay, good point. Let me just turn off my own voice then from the stream. Hold on, I can do that. It's actually... yeah, I'm gonna turn this off.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart's desire. Very well. Then touch the darkness within me. Take nourishment from these sovereignless souls. Farewell, Ashen One. May the